Welcome. In this video, we're going to talk about Ssangsu Geombup Kuban, Form 9, Part 1. Yeah. Yeah. So taking from the top, we're going to be sitting in our tree up position, again our attention stance, chunbi, our ready stance, palto, our heart is centered and ready to go, and then we're going to get started. So very first move is just getting into our chiase, our low guard. Again, something that we've seen in Form 7 already. Actually Form 7 and Form 9, right? We do that big draw, dramatic draw this way, but there's going to be three major ways of thinking about this one. Two of them have kind of fallen out of favor. And we're going to go, obviously, with the third one. So the first version is the one that feels probably the most awkward, and for a good reason, is we're just going to drop it, right? So it's not exerting my will on my opponent. I'm just dropping it and getting ready to go, right? Not very fluid, right? Because you're kind of working against the natural curvature of your sword, and you're just kind of awkwardly just dropping it low. So you can probably just tell by the tone that I'm using that that's not the way we're going to be going. The second version is going to be almost the opposite extreme of we're drawing all the way up here, big arcing motion, and then grab. So that's very similar to when we draw our sword in our basics, right? That has more application than the first one, obviously, right? So again, if someone is aggressing, having a sharp, pointy object coming towards their face generally makes them reconsider life choices, right? So from here, we draw big arcing motion and then grab. That's more likely to have them warded off. However, we're going to try to dial that back into a happy medium, right? I think it's easier to see from the side for this one, right? So instead of just drop or big arcing motion, the way that I like to do it, as well as I think is more aligned with how most schools do it, is think about just like a quick, snippy, like shortened cut this way. So it's more here and then grab, right? So it's more like a casting motion as opposed to a drawing cut motion. The reason I still like that is it still has that aggressive nature of it going forward, but also gives you the ability to go straight into that low position so that I could actually immediately go into whatever we're being doing next. It's not that, but you get the idea, right? So the idea is nice casting motion into our low guard. And again, as you sort of notice, as it becomes more and more advanced, you're starting to use other guards, right? So 7 started to use this one a lot more often. 8 was in there a lot more often as well. And now you can probably guess that 9 and above are also going to be using slightly more advanced guards. So from our low guard, so the next idea is going to be we're going to be cutting angles as we strike at the same person. So if you learned this a very, very long time ago, it may have actually looked like you're going to 45, 45, 45, 45 with your eyes also going that way. We're going to dial that back, but just kind of see what I'm talking about. So maybe before you learn something more like this, where you're striking on those angles, but that's been dialed back quite a lot so that I'm striking that one person as I'm cutting angles this way. So what I mean by that is you, the attacker, your center line is going up and down this one, right? Versus I want you to be in my center line, so I'm going to be moving off to the side, but I still want to cut you, so my eyes are still here. Although my stance is sort of facing this way, I'm cutting you. Again, around the head, cut, 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 and from there you're going to pivot on that front foot. Nice big cover into a left middle guard, right? But the main idea I want you to focus on is the idea that you're cutting angles here. So again, same person as I'm trying to move around them to try to land some sort of strike. But taking that left guard, right? So we're here, going to use, again, think about your whole body being relatively rigid, rotating on that front foot all the way around, and defense. So, long-time viewers know I have a very strong vendetta against our middle guards because the main idea is if I'm in the middle guard, I haven't limited what you're gonna do, so I have to do a lot of mental work being prepared to be struck anywhere, versus theoretically, doing this means I'm more open this way, meaning you're more likely to strike that way, meaning I could probably try to learn how to deflect and defend that side more effectively from that left guard. All that being said, the very next move is going to be a running jump 360 crosscut, right? All while you're doing a nice long key up. So that very long key up is something that used to be only in Form 13, but it's been something that's been taken and again reincorporated into an earlier form. So Form 9, I believe, is the first time to really do that. So the left guard is not quite doing what we want to do in that sense, right? Because yes, it's limiting this side, but I'm going to be just shoving it off to the side and really more or less using that sword as a way to generate momentum to do that crosscut, right? But you can kind of see like where this guard is also coming from. If this is our middle guard, notice where the tip is, and this is our high guard, we're going to be seeing more in Form 10. Same thing, right? Tip is still threatening you at the throat versus, again, being aware of where, again, the strong of your weapon is and how you can defend yourself from there. But let's talk about that running 360 jump crosscut and kind of see how we can do that maybe effectively and maybe understand what the heck is going on there. Starting from the ground, again, very similar to Ssangsu 5, thinking about step, step. Starting on the ground for now, spin through, crosscut, land, right? You're going to be landing in a sose or our short stance, right? So again, so from here, 1, 2, jump, cut, land. And as you get used to it, you can continue to try to get a little bit of a hop as you go, right? So it's 1, 2, hop, land, right? Now ideally, just with Form 5, it's going to be right, oh, nope, that's that left, right, land both feet. But as you get used to that jump, we're going to also start to do that constant key up, right? So we're here, land. So let's try to actually do that jump. So the idea is, so also think about maybe the why-ness, right? Usually when we have that constant key up, it's not actually to land that strike, it's to exert our will on our opponent and try to hopefully get them to fear us a little bit more. So it's not really trying to land this crosscut, it's just trying to assert your dominance over them. So theoretically, you're here, you're gonna come in, 1, 2, you're gonna jump, whoop, land gracefully, and land. So let's try doing this on the 45. Just kind of see, I'm gonna still talk through it just so you have an idea. So if I'm facing Colin off camera, which you guys don't know who Colin is, so it's whatever. But you're going to draw nice low guard. Again, I'm hitting these 45 degrees, trying to go around the person. So cut. All of these are in short stance. You're going to use your whole core, go all the way around into a guard. I'm going to try not to hit anything this way, but from here, as you jump, cross cut, and land. But with that, that's the end of what we're going to do, at least for part 1 for Form 9. So this is the very beginning of your first black belt form, right? So there's a lot of interesting ideas of like cutting angles, as well as that aggressive jump, especially if you're not on the soft floor and you get to land very gracefully, bone on floor. It's a lot of fun. But with that, make sure you stay safe, stay humble, and keep training.